And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Thursday night edition of Biz Talks. My name is Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with Zija International, and it's my privilege to be the host for tonight's edition. Tonight, what we're going to be doing, as we do on Thursday evenings, is we're going to share a little bit of information about the concept of building on a part-time basis a full-time leveraged residual income with a home-based business. As you can see, or maybe you don't, I'm here at my home office. I always like to point that out because one of the things that's happened for me in my Zija business is I have done 99% of what has been done to create the long-term residual income Zija International business has provided for me and my family has been done right here, on a video camera, doing, Facebook Messenger or on the telephone. And so for many people in today's economy, they're looking for ways to create additional income streams, but do it in a fashion that fits into their life as opposed to their life having to fit into their job. For many people, it's a way to create on a part-time basis a full-time income. And the real concept is to create leverage with your time and to create a residual income. And this evening, I have as my guest a gentleman, Bob Budd from British Columbia, Canada, a network marketing professional who has made a decision to be part of our company, and give you an opportunity to hear from somebody that has been in the industry a long, long time and why they made a decision, why he and his wife Lynn made a decision to be part of this company. And tonight's information is really for those of you that are invited guests. And so certainly a warm welcome to all of you that, maybe a friend or a family member, maybe a coworker has been sharing our Zija products with you. Maybe you're one of our customers. Maybe you've started to understand why, because of the experience you've had with our products, why there might be a tremendous income opportunity here. And so this information is really for you. And so we'll start out, let me share with you the three most important ingredients that one would want to look at if you were actually looking for a home-based business, something that you could create an additional or secondary income stream. For a lot of busy professionals, this is a way to leverage their contacts as opposed to their time. And these are the same three things that I looked at several years ago when I first was introduced to Zija International. And understand, when I looked at Zija, I did it from the perspective of somebody that was already successful in the industry. Many years ago, over 30 years ago, I was a cross-country truck driver. And I love driving trucks, 18-wheelers. But at that point in my life, as my older son hit school age, my occupation as a truck driver wasn't fulfilling the needs I had for my young family. I needed to have a substantially above average income to be able to provide for the educational resources my son needed. I needed more time freedom to be part of his life on a day-to-day and moment-to-moment basis. And network marketing, this concept of, person-to-person or relationship marketing, it fulfilled on all the promises to be able to create a substantial income, to be able to do it on my terms, my time, when I chose to work, and I was literally able to retire in 10 years. I was able to compress what would have taken probably 80 or 90 years of driving a truck into 10 years, and I was done. And so 20 years earlier than the average fellow thinks about retiring, I was already through with the deal. And it really opened up so many opportunities for me to have a life that most people can only dream of. Now, a number of years ago, I was introduced to Zija International. And unlike most people are attracted to a company because of a product. I know that products are incredibly important in a home-based business. But I also know, because of my experience in the industry, nothing trumps leadership. And that was the first thing I looked at with Zija International. I wanted to know who owns the company, who's going to be, running the business end of the business, because as independent distributors, we're the people that move the product into the field, but we are highly dependent upon the skill set, the integrity, the track record of the ownership. And what got my attention was when I heard that the gentleman that's the owner of Zija is a man by the name of Ken Brailsford. Now, you may not recognize Ken Brailsford's name, but I'm going to tell you, you already know who he is. Ken is known as the father of encapsulation. He was the first person to take medicinal herbs and put them into gel caps, the kinds of things we're all familiar with now, to make it easier for the average person to consume the benefits of medicinal herbs. Ken launched his very first company in the early 70s. Many of you recognize the company's name. It's Nature's Sunshine. That company has now been in business over 40 years. It has done billions and billions of dollars in sales and continues to this day to be one of the literally just a couple of handfuls of legacy companies within the network marketing profession. Ken went on in the 80s to start his second company, now over 30 years in business, continues under the name of Unicity. Now, Ken has the track record, the success. I mean, literally, he's the only person in the history of network marketing that has built two of what amounts to be about 24 long-term legacy companies. When I heard that Ken had come out of retirement to build his third and final project, honestly, that was all I needed to know I wanted to be part of a Ken Brailsford company, because he creates legacy companies. And so the second thing I looked at, of course, was the products. Now, from my perspective, I look at not so much products in terms of my personal experience, but rather from a business perspective. And what I looked for were, number one, products that were first to market, leading edge. These types of products, it's always best to be number one, the first person. I looked for products that were highly consumable. Ideally, products that were used on a daily basis, reordered on a monthly basis. This is what creates an ongoing revenue stream, which then ultimately can create residual income. But the third ingredient, and this was the most important part of the products, they had to really work. The products had to make a meaningful difference in people's lives. People had to purchase these products and continue to purchase these products independent of whether or not they're involved in the business. Because if you don't have products that stand on their own, you will not have a long-term income opportunity that can stand on its own. And today, Zija International, when I first started, we started with our original Moringa drink, and I'm actually drinking that right now. We were known as, and continue to be known as, the Moringa Company. We were the first people to take Moringa oleifera, that botanical, and bring it to commercial use to the consumer. Now, you should do some research on Moringa oleifera. It was reported in the National Institutes of Health 2000, it was April 2008 newsletter. They reported that this botanical, the Moringa tree, was the most nutrient-dense botanical they had ever studied. And to date, over 5,000 botanicals. There are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, Western medical, double-blind, peer-reviewed, all those fancy terms, studies on the incredible health benefits of the Moringa tree. We don't make claims that are about medical claims about our product, but I will tell you this. We have literally tens of thousands of people that use this product every day, and in many cases, people have had nothing less than miraculous benefits from the use of the product. And so in today's marketplace, everybody's looking for, natural, organic, healthy, improved nutrition, improved energy. We started with just that first nutrition drink. We were able to expand the company into a line of healthier natural energy drinks based on the Moringa oleifera tree. We added in healthy weight management. That took our company into our first, mini growth spurt, and literally, created millionaires, because we were offering the general public a way to lose weight, be healthy, feel good, didn't have to require, exercise, dieting, counting points, and more importantly, it was sustained weight loss. People were losing weight and keeping it off. And when you have something that people genuinely are looking for, they want, and you can provide it to them in an economical fashion, that's a win-win situation. Over the last several years, we've expanded into additional, first to market, cutting edge products. In today's world, in the nutritional industry, the line of sports nutrition products is the fastest growing segment of nutritional supplementation. Today, Zija International has the only all-natural, healthy complete sports nutrition line without the artificial colorants and sweeteners and that sort of thing. A matter of fact, a number of our products have recently been NSF certified. Several of our products have been added to the PDR, the Physician's Desk Reference. That's the Bible for doctors of medications and what they do and that sort of thing. And to be able to have nutritional supplements added to the PDR, well, that's just a statement, a concrete statement of the quality of our products. We've expanded into, today, we have the only direct-to-consumer line of essential oils that is clinical grade. Clinical grade, the quality and purity that is used in scientific studies. Nobody's ever done that before. We've expanded into personal care products without the chemicals and the additives, skin care, hair care, body care. As we speak, Zija International over the last several years has expanded to provide products that meet every single person, what everybody's looking for, and the things they're not looking for, without the chemicals. And if you look at today's marketplace, it's a trend towards wanting to take control of our health, control of our health care, and to be more vibrant and healthy. Now, when you combine the world-class corporate leadership that we have from Ken Brailsford and first-to-market products that make a genuine difference in people's lives, add to that the timing we have. See, when I started with the company, it's been, 10 years now, we're a dinky little company with one product. Today, we have an infrastructure. We control the plantations our products are grown in. We own the manufacturing facility. We have an NSF certified pharmaceutical grade manufacturing facility. We're the only people I'm aware of that produce nutritional supplement products at pharmaceutical grade quality. We have literally tens of thousands of square feet of manufacturing, warehouse, distribution. We can ship our products to over 50 countries. We've done something that has taken us to, the top 1% of companies in our profession. We have been in business over 10 years, and we have accomplished $1 billion in cumulative sales during that time. That takes us to the top 1%, but what's more exciting than anything is the timing. Today in Zija, we have the infrastructure. We could produce over $1 billion in annual sales, yet we're just a small fraction of that. When you put that together, people that are professionals in this industry recognize this is a company that is poised for massive explosive growth over the next 24 to 36 months, and that's why you've been invited to look at this particular broadcast tonight. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to bring over Bob Budd. Bud, just a little heads up, Bob, I'm going to be bringing you over to this side of the conversation. I've had an opportunity to work with Bob and his wife Lynn now for, it's probably been a good 3 years, I'm thinking. Bob, are you with me, sir?
I am with you, my friend.
Okay, you probably need to start your camera, young man.
I just need to figure out how to do that now.
And while you're doing that, let me just share with the folks that I actually met Bob a couple of years ago in Canada. And I'd never met Bob before that. I'd gone up to Toronto to do a, business presentation and a training. I was invited by, my sponsor, David Moses, to go up there. Now, I hadn't met Bob before, but I knew who Bob was, okay? Bob is a network marketing professional. I think he's coming up on 20 years in this profession. And it was truly an opportunity for me to meet one of the great people in this profession. Bob, you gonna be able to pull that one off with your camera?
There's no option to do that. It just, the only thing I see is a mic. It asked me to give permission to the mic.
Right. There should be a little logo that looks like a camera right to the right of that. Are you on a phone or a computer?
No, I'm on my computer. There should be, but there isn't. I'm
Do
looking
you have a
down
camera
through.
on your computer?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Well, we're going to go ahead and continue here, Bob, because I don't want to,
Yeah,
we won't
yeah.
text if we'll work that one out for next time.
No
But
worries.
Bob, today we've got a number of people that are, brand new to our company. I base that upon just being able to see who's the names of the people have entered. There's a lot of people I don't recognize. I know there's always a number of people either tonight on this broadcast or they're invited to look at the replay of the broadcast. People that are looking for opportunities. And I was hoping that maybe we could take a couple of minutes and share with them, who's the type of person that looks for a network marketing opportunity, and what do they do when they find a Zija? And maybe we can start out with you. I know you've been a professional. Like I said, it was a great pleasure to meet you a couple of years in Canada. I knew who you were. I just never met you before. Tell us a little bit about, what Bob and Lynn Budd were doing before network marketing.
Absolutely. And first of all, I got to tell you, once we got started in Zija, Fred, you were one of the first people we met. I don't know if you remember, but David Moses brought you to Toronto as
Right.
a guest speaker. And I was blown away, man, when I heard you speak. And I thought, this guy went from driving a truck, to making the kind of income he is making. And he did that by helping people with their health, helping people with an income opportunity, and it blew me away. So you were one of my first heroes when I first came here to this opportunity. But a little bit of my background, both Lynn and I come from financial services background, and both of us put a lot of years in, Fred. I was 23 years in, Lynn was 33 years in that industry. And, over that time frame, you just do what you do. You do what you know to do. You get up, you go to work, you drop the kids off at daycare, you drive what seemed like 100 miles, and you get there and spend your entire life there and come home in the evenings and sleep, and the next day you do it all again. And I knew one thing, Fred, I did not want to do that my whole life. But I didn't know how to get out of it. I didn't know how to break free, and the company helped me. I was downsized, and that helped me to look and see what I may want to do. I wasn't, I was in my 50s. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up. And so anyway, I opened a bistro, a restaurant. Fred, it was so much work. It was so much work and not much money. A year later, I sold that. And it was at that point that a good friend introduced me to this industry. And that's what opened my eyes to network distribution and the ability not only to do the work once and get paid forever on that work, but the ability to help people, Fred, to pour our lives into people. Fred, do you know, in all my years in the insurance industry, there was never one day that I went home and I said, man, I feel like I really accomplished something today. I impacted the world, impacted my fellow man. The only thing I impacted was the bottom line of that company. Now, we get to help people, Fred. We get their testimonials daily. And it just gives you that sense of fulfillment that you're making a difference in the world. Anyway, Fred, long story short, I jumped in both hands, both feet for a lot of the reasons that you just mentioned. And within 1 year doing this on a fairly part-time basis, my wife was able to retire as well. And that was the happiest day of my life, when she was able to leave her career. And now this is what we do, Fred, and I can't imagine ever doing anything else.
And I love your story, Bob, because it speaks to so many people. You are a professional in financial services, and that living that quiet life of mediocrity and desperation, and then try to get into your own business. And we already know you bought yourself a very expensive job, and in network marketing part-time, you're able to retire your wife. In 1 year. See, that's the kind of thing people need to be aware has the potential if you find the right company, right timing. Now, here's the big question for tonight. When you made that transition from that last company to Zija International, what was it about Zija that made a guy like yourself, who's now, I guess, I think you said something like 17, 18 years you've been in the industry. Why did you make a decision to come to Zija?
You know, it's funny. I give the credit to God, Fred. I'm just going to rest it right there because I love how Ken Brailsford, the founder of our company, you've already referred to him. In his book, his biography, he talks about the invisible hand of God that just kind of leads us and guides us through life. Fred, I did jump into another company. That company went under. I'm not saying I didn't do well there. I did, but it was a services company, and it went under. Telecom is not the industry to be in today. Then I jumped into another company. Guess what, Fred? It went under. And so I was faced with a big decision to go to another company, and the decision was, will I go back into services, or will I move into a product company like Zija? And when I weighed it up and when I did my homework and when I really put all the cards on the table, the decision was very easy. I would never go back to the services company, and I'm not judging anyone that is involved or does go that direction, but it's a different world, Fred. The world is changing, and today we need to be with a company where all the commission is coming from the sale of a product. And like you said earlier, if you're going to be successful, you need products that people want or need. And if we could provide them in a unique way and a fair, competitive price, why wouldn't they? And so anyway, when I looked at Ken, his leadership, this guy is the Michael Jordan of our industry, Fred. Like literally, this is like Bill Gates coming to you and saying, would you like to get involved in my company? Who's going to say no to Bill Gates, right? Well, we've got Ken Brailsford, who is the Bill Gates, the Michael Jordan, saying, join us, come with us here. A man of integrity. The more I meet him and know him, get to know him, the man is the man of proven integrity, stability, longevity. And then, like you said, the products, Fred, I had an experience of my own. Now, I go back to what you said at the beginning. When you joined, you were looking for an opportunity, but there had to be good products, as you know, or we wouldn't have gone that route. You can't build a business unless you've got something real to offer. And so these products have given me my life back. Fred, my entire life, I've only got one lung to start with. If you hear me a little short of breath, that's why. That's an injury from decades ago. But along with that, Fred, I've suffered with asthma my whole life. I was on 5 meds daily. I was on another med for hypertension. And you just do what you think you got to do. And we're not making any health claims here today, but I'll tell you what, Fred, I'm on no medications, have been on no medications for 5 years since I discovered Zija, and I'm in the best health of my life. Fred, this is a guy that barely get out of bed and walk across the room before. We just come back from the track an hour ago, and we just ran a couple of miles. We're out playing tennis every day. I'm 63. Fred, I haven't felt this good since I was 43. And so when people, and this is what I love about Zija, when people experience this, they have to tell somebody. How could you not tell somebody when it is changing your life so indelibly on so many levels? And on top of that, the financial remuneration that is built into what I believe is the single most lucrative compensation plan on the planet. There was just, the decision was really easy, Fred. It really was.
Bob, it's so exciting. I mean, I'm looking at your picture, and instead of you, we were just together here. What was it? Well, I don't even think it was like a week ago. Myself, you, I think it was about 10 others of us flew into corporate Zija to meet with Ken Brailsford and the corporate team, putting the finishing touches on the launch of the next wave of Zija International as we carry, our company to the next level. And it was so much fun hanging out with you because we're a couple old guys, and I'm telling you right now, there are guys that are 10 and 20 years younger than us that they just wouldn't hold a candle to us. I mean, I've similar experience. I mean, I'm 64. I weigh what I did in my early 20s. I take no medications. I mean, who do you know is in their mid 60s and what they did in their mid 20s and isn't on at least four? I mean, we got auto ship prescription medications. Thank you, pharmaceutical big pharma, right? But seeing you and your energy and the lifestyle that you live is just so exciting to be able to be part of a company that provides that to people. Bob, we got just about another minute left. You, more so than many, many people out there, because you've been in the industry, because you've been with several companies, you have that, that frame of reference to be able to see what is about to happen with Zija. Maybe you can just take a minute, share what you see happening as we launch into, Zija 2.0 here next month at our convention.
Absolutely. Well, number one, anybody that knows me, I'm a man that says what he means and means what he says. I don't mince words. I'm too old for that, Fred. And I just say it like it is. I know you know what I mean. Guys, if you're listening to this right now, or if you're listening to the recording, you could take this to the bank. This will be the greatest and biggest thing that has ever happened to Zija International. Zija 2.0 is going to give us the simplest path to financial freedom that I have ever seen in my life, Fred. And I know we can't go into details, but when I look at what this has done to simplify the customer process, simplify the distributor process, simplify the compensation, and to tie it all together in a way that everyone that sees this is going to want to be a part of it. And everyone that is listening to this, you need to be at Summit in about 3 weeks' time and get all the details firsthand, because I believe, Fred, we'll be cranking out millionaires daily and weekly once this is fully launched.
Very good. Hey, Bob, listen, I appreciate you coming on. I know you're a busy guy. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It's always great to have a professional like you being on one of these broadcasts. Bob, I'm going to let you go back over to the other side of the broadcast here. And thanks so much. Give my best to Lynn.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
I'm having problems here, folks. My technology is advanced beyond me. All right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, in closing, two things I want to share with you, because we've had over the last several minutes an opportunity to introduce you to the benefits of having a second income stream, a second business, an opportunity to create, some additional income streams. For many people in Zija, what our business is, it's a way to create that extra $200 or $300 a week, that extra $1,000 a month that could really change how you live your life. For others, it's been a way, as you heard with Bob, he got involved in network marketing and 1 year retired his wife from her job. For many people, it's a way for, mom or dad to be able to have a full-time income to stay home and raise the kids. For others, it's a way to create a residual income for retirement. But for many people, it's a way to go beyond that and create true financial security and independence for them and their families. And when you have the experience of a Ken Brailsford, who's built two previous multi-decade, multi-billion-dollar companies, how do we know Zija is going to be one of those companies? Because he's already done it twice before. When you have products that meet genuine needs, people are looking for our products, they don't know they exist, and the only place they can get them is from independent distributors of Zija products. And then you add to it the timing. And Bob, what he was saying is, I just want to be really crystal clear on this. 10 years ago when I joined Zija, I didn't join Zija for what it was. I joined Zija for what it was going to become. And everything that we've done over the last several years has been culminating to this point in time, literally 21 days from now in Orlando, Florida, at our annual convention. We'll be launching Zija 2.0. And for those of you that are invited guests, I encourage you to do one of two things. Either take the opportunity to use our products. Okay, the person asked you to be part of the broadcast or directed you to the replay. They'll give you an opportunity to try our products risk-free for 30 days. You got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Be one of our customers and understand why so many people have made a lifelong commitment to the use of these products. Or 2, get involved with us. Become part of the team. Take your fair share of what's about to happen with Zija. All I can tell you is that in the very early days of Zija, I invested part-time 36 months to set up a residual income that most people will only ever dream about. For those of you that getting started with Zija today, you'll be able to go much farther than that in the same amount of time and do it on a part-time basis. The person that asked you to be part of this broadcast, they will show you how to get involved. And for those of you that are ready to make that decision and make a difference in your financial future, I want to invite you, personal invitation, to Saturday morning, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be doing a very special new distributor training, which will tell you exactly what you need to know to get off to a fast start, to put together a 90-day game plan, create profitability, and develop residual income. And we're looking forward to having you as part of the team. One last shout out to Bob. Thank you for joining me, Bob. I appreciate you being part of the broadcast this evening. And we will be talking to you all on Saturday morning. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your evening. Take care.